everybody, welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm coming at you with a quick unboxing of a product. Today we're going to unbox the Jetboil Minie Mo personal cooking system. On one fuel cell, which is 100 grams of fuel, you can get 12 liters of water boiled with one canister. That's a lot. That's 12 32-ounce Nalgene bottles. And with one canister, this thing will burn for 60 minutes. Now, if you boil 2 cups of water, it says right here that 2 cups, which is half of a liter, will boil in 2.15 minutes. That's faster than a lot of the Jetboils previous to this model. One of the things that I like about this is it's a shorter and wider base. And the cool thing about it being wider is when you put your spoon or your fork into the container, those ones that were real tall, you had to have this kind of an angle to get your fork to get your food out. Well, this one being shorter and wider, you can have a more comfortable angle with your utensil to get your food out. This type of pan not only has the grommet around it, the sleeve, the neoprene sleeve like the old ones had, but it also has metal handles that can be tilted out so that you can pick this up. It's really cool. Says that this Jetboil has a better ability to simmer than the previous models. Now, these types of cooking systems are not for cooking like bacon and eggs. They're not for cooking sausage, because you're going to burn those types of foods when you cook them in these Jetboils. These are designed for liquid-based foods. Things like boiling water for tea, boiling water for coffee, boiling water to boil potatoes, to make mashed potatoes, boiling water to make boiled eggs, boiling soups, things like that. Boiling water for pasta, for spaghetti, Alfredo, things of that nature. It's also really good and excellent, these devices are, for boiling water to use to make freeze-dried foods such as lasagna, beef stew, all kinds of freeze-dried foods out there on the market. So that's pretty cool. It says this has a convenient push-button piezo igniter. Oh, it also says that this new model is better in cold weather. The performance is better down to 20 degrees, compact storage. Let me give you a quick glimpse of what's in the package here, so you can kind of take a look, and feel free to pause if you want to read any of this. The cool thing about it being shorter that I like is it has a less top heavy, because if it was real tall like these old ones, they would be a lot more top heavy. There's the specs on how much fuel. Again, you can get one canister for 60 minutes of burn time. One canister will do 12 32-ounce bottles. This pot will hold 1 liter, which is 32 ounces, and the boil times are right there. Now, I'm not going to dispute Jetboil. I think they pretty much know what they're talking about on their times, and I think honestly that they're very conservative when they say that they can boil this water in 2.15 minutes. That's a conservative estimate. When they say that you can get 12 liters on one fuel canister, that's a very conservative estimate. And the reason I say that is because I borrowed one of my friend's Jetboils, and I was boiling water in like 2 minutes flat. And so you know, you're definitely going to get the performance that they say right there on that sticker out of this device. So there we have it. Pull this thing out. I'm going to set this aside. First thing I notice is the nice neoprene sleeve that they put around this thing. This is cool because you can grab the pot while it's boiling and it's not going to burn your hands. Now, here is the new feature. These pot supports. They're very nice. You can pick that pot up. You can actually take these and take the neoprene thing off, I believe, and use this to cook over a fire and stuff like that if you have to. If you look at the lid, there's a pour spout, so you can pour the water out. If you had pasta or something in there, you can pour that out. Or if you're wanting to drink out of it, you can drink through this drink hole. Inside here, you'll notice there is this piece. Just like this. There's these little keepers right here. There's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And they hold that in. And what this does is this goes onto the bottom of the fuel canister, just like this. Just pops into place. See that? And then what that allows you to do is it allows you to set that fuel canister down on some uneven surfaces, and you have a pretty stable base to put your stove on. Now, look at this. On this cup, it gives you some measurements on the back right here where my finger is. Hopefully you can see that on the video. I don't know if you can see it right here, but it says 8 ounce, it says 4 ounce. There's some graduations on there, so that's cool. Plus you can use this as a bowl to drink or eat whatever you cooked in. Now, they give you a nice little sticker to put on your bumper of your car. The Jetboil comes in this cool little bag. Set this thing down. Let's take a look. This is the actual burner unit itself. This is where the magic happens. Pull that baby out. There's all kinds of literature attached to it. I think I'm going to pull that literature off, because I don't need that attached to my stove. So this is what the stove unit looks like. You have this nice little valve. There's a piezo igniter right there. You can press it and it'll pop right here on top. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not, but that's what ignites the stove. And this valve here fits a standard Lindale valve. There you can find these fuel canisters anywhere, and it doesn't have to be Jetboil fuel. It could be MSR Isopro fuel. Coleman makes a fuel like this. As long as it has that Lindale style valve, you can use it to power these stoves. And that Lindale valve looks like this. So basically, you thread this on, make sure that this is turned off counterclockwise, or excuse me, clockwise all the way, and then thread this baby on. So that is the burner assembly. And then what you would do is you would find these little notches right here, these little bumps. See them little bumps on the inside? Those bumps have corresponding grooves that they fit in on the pot here. So they fit just like this. And then you lock it, and the bowl is now locked onto the fuel canister. There's a bunch of information, owner's manual and stuff like that inside. A little bit of specs. It's a 6,000 BTU unit. Talks a little bit about safety and stuff like that. Now, you don't want to fire this thing up and burn if you don't have any liquid inside. So you want to make sure that you've got the liquid inside. You don't want to mess up this pot. You can see that it's marked for every 8 ounces. 8, 16, what is this, 24, and then the top would be 32 ounces. So I'm going to pour 16 ounces of water in there. There it is. We have ignition. Now in less than 2 minutes, or according to their label 2.15 minutes, we should have a rolling boil. Wow, I'm pretty impressed because it hasn't been that long and I'm already starting to see steam and small bubbles, like it's almost getting ready to boil. In fact, you can see it starting to roll a boil down there. It hasn't been that long at all. And I didn't have it covered. You can cover this and it'll boil even faster. But yeah, and it's very cold outside right now. So I'm impressed. And I'm looking at the bubbles of the boil inside the pot, and I'm noticing that they are not concentrated just in the center like a lot of stoves are, but rather the bubbles are completely saturating the whole bottom of the pot. So it's definitely distributing the boil pattern complete to the bottom of the stove. You can see now that I have a solid rolling boil, and literally folks, it's only been, gosh, it hasn't been that long, less than 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn this baby off. We've reached the boiling point. It says that this new model has a simmering ability. Let's try that out and see what happens. I like how this handle is really big to the touch. Very easy to get a hold of. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make some lasagna. I'm going to make a package of lasagna which calls for 2 cups of water. Right there. This is carefully boiled 2 cups of water. And open this baby up. I'm going to pour this water inside. I don't need it turned on anymore. I'm going to turn the stove off. That water is completely hot. Grab the handle here. Now if you want to separate it from the stove, you can turn this thing right here again to get those grooves off and then lift that baby right off. So I have my 2 cups of water. I'm going to go ahead and seal that shut. Let that stuff heat up. And I'm just going to kind of slosh it a little bit. They say to mix it with a utensil, but I shake them generally. Now you're probably wondering what makes this thing so effective. That is this bottom pattern. You see those heat coils? This thing is already cool to the touch. It didn't take long. This thing heats up real fast and it cools down real fast. That's because these distribute the heat. It's a very effective setup. It really is. These handles fold in. You can replace these neoprene holders if you want. I've never seen them go bad though. There's some pretty cool little artwork on this Jetboil. Picture of a little moose or something, elk or something, trees and stuff. Kind of cool. But you know, you can see that I was able to hold the pot by the neoprene thing, and I mean, it's already cool. It's just a super cool design. Really, really efficient. Now, this part's all cool to the touch too. My older stoves, gosh, they took a little bit of time to cool down when I was finished with them. So one thing I like to do is I like to open this like half a turn when I store it. Fold it down like that. Put this on the fuel canister. Set that down. Again, you can see what the burner looks like. Pretty cool. And then these feet, we're going to take these feet off. These fuel can supporters, I hardly ever use those. But it's nice to have it there in case you do need it. Looks like that food is ready, nice and hot. So that's pretty cool. So if you didn't want to eat out of the bag, you could definitely eat out of that nesting cup if you wanted to. But I'm not going to do that today because I don't want to make a bunch of mess, you know. I'm just going to eat the lasagna right out of the packaging. It's really hot. That's good. After not eating, you know, and then you come out and you do something like this, it's always nice to put something warm in your stomach. Well folks, I want to say thank you for joining me today on my video of the Jetboil stove, the Minie Mo. I hope you got some good useful information out of the video. Hot. Please feel free to leave comments down below. Like this video, share this video. And if you like the content on my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. And until next time, get out there and find yourself one of these Jetboils. They're excellent for cooking liquids, liquid type foods. Now I'm going to turn the camera off and enjoy this lasagna. Thanks for watching.